Great job. Terry, it's time to grab your spelling book and move and sit with your spelling partner.
No.
Hey, good morning. Today we will be discussing Chapter 2, The Barrio Boy. Randall, Joe, seats please.
Also good.
And then after the discussion we'll be doing a report.
Interactions much like these are commonplace in our classrooms on a daily basis.
Henry, free time is over. It's time for math now.
No way.
They don't represent the most extreme or threatening kinds of behaviors you may experience, but they may be the most exhausting for teachers.
Okay, class, it's time to line up for recess. Cheyenne, it's time to line up for recess. Cheyenne!
Welcome, I'm Jeff Colvin. In this video program, we will be addressing non-compliance. By non-compliance, we mean that class of behavior such as not following directions,
Randall, Joe, seats please.
defiance,
No.
oppositional behavior,
No way.
insubordination, not minding,
Cheyenne!
resisting directions.
Anna, your turn. Come on up, please.
Teachers commonly report that these behaviors can wear you down, disrupt the teaching-learning process. How can you teach when the students won't cooperate or follow directions? In some cases, non-compliance can lead to serious confrontational or escalated behavior. Non-compliance is a common concern to parents, and the cumulative effects of this behavior can contribute to teacher burnout. In summary, non-compliance is a problem that is common enough with serious implications and should be addressed. Please note, in this program, we are limiting the focus to low-level, day-to-day non-compliant behavior. We will not be addressing the serious acting out, in-your-face, highly disruptive behavior. With this focus, we provide an approach for preventing escalation, maintaining cooperative behavior, and most importantly, maintaining the flow of instruction. At this point, we would like to present an overview of the program. First, we will define non-compliance and examine how it is established. Second, we will present strategies to establish compliance and cooperation, correct non-compliance, and maintain the flow of instruction. This strategy will be illustrated with several vignettes covering students K through 12. We take the position that the strategy is basically the same across age groups. The variability lies in how the information is communicated to the different age groups. Secondly, the ideal is that cooperation has been established as a key behavior expectation in the classroom. While non-compliance can have many nuances, in its most basic form, non-compliance can be defined in terms of two questions. Does the teacher present a request or direction? And does the student fulfill the request satisfactorily? By satisfactorily, we mean, is the request completed in a reasonable time and to a reasonable standard? If the answer is yes, we are calling the response compliance or cooperation. If the answer is no, we are calling the response non-compliance. In summary, compliance refers to a situation in which an adult makes a request and the student fulfills the request satisfactorily.
Hey, good morning. Today we will be discussing Chapter 2, The Barrio Boy. Randall, Joe, seats please. And then after the discussion we'll be doing a report. Thanks.
Non-compliance refers to a situation in which an adult makes a request and the student does not fulfill the request satisfactorily.
Randall, Joe, seats please. And then after the discussion, we'll be doing a report.
Non-compliance can be manifested in a number of ways, from very direct refusal
No. No way.
through to subtle forms of non-cooperation.
Anna, your turn. Come on up, please.
The main point at this stage is to understand that non-compliance results in a request that is unfulfilled. Now, before we look at strategies for managing non-compliance, let's spend a moment on what we will call analysis. That is, what students gain from non-compliance and how it gets established. There are 3 related outcomes for students who display non-compliance. First, the students get their own way. They get to do what they want to do.
Cheyenne.
Second, they avoid doing something they don't want to do or get out of something that's required.
No.
And thirdly, sometimes they engage the teacher in an ongoing power struggle.
You can finish this later, but you won't get your math done if you waste any more time.
Who cares?
I care, and it's your responsibility.
These ongoing power struggles secure attention, and often the original task is forgotten or modified.
Henry, this has gone far too far. You're going to go to your seat and start your math.
I'm going to finish this.
You just earned yourself an office referral.
Notice that the original request, go to your desk and get started on your math, has been withdrawn. The student has been successful in engaging the teacher and removing the task. The student gets reinforced for being non-compliant. We are now in a position to present a basic strategy for encouraging compliance and correcting non-compliance. This strategy involves 3 steps. Present a request, determine if the request is fulfilled satisfactorily, and follow through based on the student's response. Here's how to present a request. Secure the student's attention in a respectful manner, clearly specify the request, and allow time for the student to process the request. Let's see what this looks like.
You'll see in Chapter 2 that there are 2 major themes. Randall, Joe, excuse me. Look, it's work time. I need you guys to take your seats. Can anyone tell me what a theme is in a book? Bryant.
The second step is to determine whether the student fulfills the request satisfactorily. The third step is to follow through. If the request is fulfilled satisfactorily, reinforce the student.
Thanks. Can anybody expand?
If the request is not fulfilled satisfactorily, then correct the student immediately. Please note that it is very important to maintain the flow of instruction. To correct non-compliance, present a choice for the student to either fulfill the request or face a small negative consequence. Allow the student time to process this choice and then follow through based on the student's choice. All the while, maintain the flow of instruction.
Can anybody expand on that answer at all? Daisy.
Notice how the teacher maintains the flow of instruction.
Nice.
Oh, a child goes.
Okay, why don't you read page 11 and see if you can find one of the themes of the Barrio Boy.
Wait, how do you hold?
Look, you're being asked to sit down, or you'll be assigned extra work. You have a moment or 2 to decide. Good, you're all reading. Shit. Did y'all get a chance to read page 11? Thanks, guys. Now, who picked up on the theme? Ash.
The theme might have dealt with tolerance.
Yeah, good.
Notice that the teacher attends to the whole class, minimizing the attention given to the non-compliant students. Now, what if the students made the other choice? In this case, the teacher delivers the negative consequence in a matter-of-fact manner and all the while maintains the flow of instruction.
Can anybody expand on that at all? Daisy.
It has a meaning in today's culture.
Meaning in today's culture. Good.
And
All right.
No, I don't like to read.
You've chosen to do extra work. That's what we'll do. Lacey, why don't you share with the class a little
This approach permits the teacher to maintain the attention of the whole class and address the non-compliance without getting entangled in a no-win power struggle with the student. Now let's look at how this strategy can be applied to a range of examples.
Okay, everyone, you did a great job in math today. So let's get out our spelling books and move and sit with your spelling partners. Great job. Terry, it's time to grab your spelling book and move and sit with your spelling partner.
No.
Why doesn't everybody open up their spelling books and get started on their work? Terry, now you've been asked to go and sit with your spelling partner, or you're going to have to miss recess. You need to think about that, okay? Who can tell me the most difficult word that we learned yesterday? Sammy.
Elephant.
Elephant, great. There you go. Thank you, Terry. So who can tell me how to spell elephant? Tyler.
E-L-E-P-H-A-N-T.
Great.
In a word, the teacher kept the instruction moving and at the same time addressed the non-compliance effectively and efficiently. Now let's look at a different form of non-compliance.
All right, good job, Michael. Thanks. All right. Anna, your turn. Come on up, please. Well, it looks like everyone's working. Any questions? Anna, I need you to come up to the desk so I can check your assignment. Everybody looks good. Any questions? Sean, how you doing? That's good. Anna, let's not make an issue of this. I need to check your assignment, or you're going to have to stay after school. You have a few seconds to decide. Hey, Nina. Oh, that's good. Thanks. I like that. All right, Sadie, you're next. Thanks. Anna, you'll have to stay after school. All right.
Notice, in this situation, the teacher made a concerted effort to put the responsibility with the student and then proceeded to conduct business as usual in the classroom. In the previous examples, the teacher was able to follow through immediately. Here is an example of non-compliance where the teacher cannot follow through immediately. Let's see how this is managed.
Okay, class, it's time to line up for recess. Cheyenne, it's time to line up for recess. Cheyenne!
Clearly, the teacher cannot follow through immediately. In these cases, take care of the class first. Take steps to determine that the student is safe and accounted for, and then follow up at the first opportunity. Here are the steps. Engage the class with a task. Debrief with the student. Deliver consequences as appropriate. Provide a strong focus on cooperating at the next opportunity, and then resume the class activities. Here's what this might look like.
Okay, class, I want you to get started on your silent reading, please. Cheyenne, I need to speak with you for a moment. Now, Cheyenne, I asked you to line up for recess, and you ran off. That's serious. I need you to follow directions. Now, you're going to miss the next recess. I want you to go to your seat and get started on your reading, and I'll be over shortly. Okay, class, thanks for getting started.
In the next example, the student is requested to transition from a highly preferred activity to the next class activity.
Listen up, everyone, please. Henry, 2 more minutes of free time, and then we're switching to math. Thank you. Looks like we're ready for math. Good. Henry, free time is over. It's time for math now.
No way.
Henry, time's up. You need to return to your seat or you'll lose your turn on the computer next time. You have a second or two to decide.
Turn your books to page 54, please. Page 54, please. Thank you, Henry. Today, we're going to learn about inequalities.
In these cases, be sensitive to the fact that students often have difficulty disengaging from a preferred activity. So be sure to allow sufficient time for this transition. Let's conclude now by identifying the main features for establishing cooperation and addressing non-compliance. Maintain the flow of instruction for the class. In making a request, secure the student's attention in a respectful manner, clearly specify the request, and allow time for the student to process the request. If the student fulfills a request satisfactorily, reinforce immediately. If the student does not fulfill the request satisfactorily, correct immediately. Present a choice between fulfilling the original request or facing a small negative consequence. Allow time to process the choice and follow through based on the student's choice. And again, maintain the flow of instruction. If you are consistent in applying this approach, you should see an increase in cooperation, which will greatly assist your instruction, and a reduction of the exasperating, non-compliant behavior which interferes with instruction. You will find in the manual summaries of these procedures along with additional resources and some discussion questions. Thank you for your time in watching this program, and I do wish you well in your most important profession.